not too many good debates today, bro. You know what I'm saying? It can always change though. You know what I'm saying? I always have days like this. I'm looking forward to this conversation though. Yo, official. Before we start, how would you define your God?
The actualizer. He's
Wait,
in the
wait,
other one as well.
the actualizer? Do you mean like the unactualized actualizer?
He's the actualized
Oh,
actualizer.
okay. Wait, when you call him the actualized actualizer, right? Doesn't that imply that there was something to actualize God at some point, right? Doesn't the term of being actualized imply causality? Hello?
Oh no, when I say he's actualized, I just means he's the being that existed without having potential. He's the grounds for everything. So think of it as the
No,
starting.
no potential at all. Wait, how can your ontology explain the fact that he's perfect if he literally has no potential, right? Um, but also I want to address like another point that like you brought up as well. Um, for example, like this cup, right? It would actually be the case that this cup official would be an actualized actualizer, right? Because this cup has been actualized, let's say like a cup maker, and also has the ability to actualize other things. Like let's say it can actualize the potential of water to be picked up by a cup, right? So this, I don't think that you would call this cup God's definition doesn't work. I don't want to harp on your definition though, so like we can move on. Do you take it to be true that God is omnipotent or omnipotent? Sorry.
God is omnipotent, as in yeah, sure.
Yeah, he's gonna be omnipotent. Okay, so if God is omnipotent, and that means he's all powerful, he can do anything, right? How can he do anything if he has no potential, right? So like I'll go back to this example. For example, I'm able to pick up this cup, right? The reason why I'm able to pick up this cup is because I had the potential to be able to pick up this cup. So if it's the case that God has no potential whatsoever, how can he do anything? Explain it. Really? Bro, it's too early to get stun locked like this. Hello? It's way too early in the conversation already to be getting stun locked, yeah. Hello?
And I'm saying he doesn't have potential in the sense that he cannot be caused.
Okay. So you're changing your definition. Okay, sure. I'll grant all this, dude. All right. Well, you're changing your definition. It's not the case that God has no potential at all. Maybe God just doesn't have the potential to be actualized. Okay. Do you think that God has like other traits? Like, is your God, is he intelligent?
Yeah, I take it God's intelligent.
What about like all intelligent? Is he omniscient?
Is he omniscient? Yeah, I take it he's omniscient.
Okay. He's omniscient. Okay, awesome. So, like, would it be the case that everything that God believes, right? So every proposition that God is going to believe is going to be true, and then every proposition that God believes is false is going to be non-existent, and then everything that is false, God wouldn't believe, or would you grant all these propositions?
Speaking fast, but if you just need justification for omniscience, is that
No, no. I don't need justification for omniscience. What I'm doing is I just want to make sure. I'm just going to assume that you grant all these because these are all conditionals to being omniscient. Obviously, God doesn't hold any false beliefs because if he did hold a belief that was false, he wouldn't be all knowing, right? Everything that he believes is probabilistically or it's analytically actually rather. It's analytically true that everything that he believes is going to be true. Whatever theory of truth that you want to take. Okay, so then what about the Grimm's paradox, right? So if I were to ask you, for example, um, does God believe does God believe that this sentence is false, right? Would that be true or false? If God were to say like this sentence is false, would that be true or false?
God believes this sentence is false?
Yeah.
Well, we have to look at the terms. What's meant by there?
What's meant by there? It's the sentence.
Yeah, I'm asking you what's the account of true and false there.
Oh, you can just use whatever account of true and false that you want. Whether or not we're correspondence, deflationist, doesn't totally matter. What's your account of truth?
Saying it's logically guaranteed.
What's true is what's logically guaranteed. Okay, okay, hold on. Okay, when I said any, you need to have like a logical one, right? I don't even know if that proposition you gave, that proposition that you gave is definitely not logically guaranteed, right? Is it true that you're in this call right now?
I take it that it would be.
Okay. Can you tell me how it's logically guaranteed that you're in this call right now? How does that work?
I take it that it's pretty evident that I'm actualized.
It's evident that you're actually, dude, that's a non sequitur, bro. You just like completely went off. No, no, no. What I'm asking you is how is it logically guaranteed that you're in this call? I don't care about if it's whether or not it's evident, right? There's plenty of things that can be evident and just not be true, right? I'm asking you how you know that they're in this call right now, or how is that true? Use the laws of logic.
I don't know. I just know that it is the case that God exists, given logical axioms and proof of
You don't know.
contradiction.
Okay, what possible axiom? Can you tell me which one of Kripke's axioms are we even using here? S3, S4, S5? Like what are we doing? Oh, any left. Okay. All right, man. If any, well, Jesus, dude. I thought that was gonna take at least like an hour. Um, is there anyone else in the call that wants to debate? We got at least like 12 of y'all in here. Anyone else want to debate or not? That was an interesting conversation, yeah.